Now every once in a while you run into a dessert so good that you get upset that no one told you about it sooner. Let me present to you the schmoo torte. I just made this for the first time today, and I genuinely have no idea how it's not famous. So I'm gonna make it from scratch and show you what you've been missing. So to make this cake, you're going to start off by separating the whites and the yolks of 12 large eggs. You should have something like this when you're done. Now it's very important that we let these egg whites come up to room temperature. I'll explain why in a second. But for now, we're just going to move these over to the side, and we are going to prepare our cake tray. Now this is an angel cake pan used for making angel food cake. I'm using about 10 inches right here, which is gonna be perfect for what we're making. Now for our next step, we need to line the bottom of this. And if you have a cake pan like this, it makes it really easy because you can just pull it out. To do this, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna take some sort of a knife. I'm just gonna use a boning knife in this case. Make sure that's in the center. We'll do this. Cut out a little hole. There we go. Once you have this hole, you're probably thinking, oh Matt, you put it on the inner hole. It's too small. You're not gonna be able to fit it around. Just chill for a second. We're gonna use some basic geometry to make this work. So if you look right here, I'm going to take this hole and I'm going to put slits in it on the side, just like so. See how my knife is digging in there and I'm making slits? So once you have all these slits, you have a hole that can expand a little bit in size as needed, and you end up with something like this. See? Now it covers the base completely, and we can finish this off by cutting around the circle. You could use a knife, you can use whatever, just cut around the circle. This should come off like this, and you should have a properly layered parchment paper base for your cake tray that fits in just like this. With this recipe and with most angel cakes, you do not grease the sides of the pan right here. And I know that sounds wrong, that sounds counterintuitive, but angel food cakes need to grip the sides of the pan right here to climb up and rise. Regardless, now we're gonna put this to the side. All right, our next step is we are going to bring out our food processor because we're about to process some food. So in total, you're gonna need 1 cup of ground and processed pecans. These are not ground and processed. So look, right here, I said 1 cup, it's a little bit more, totally fine. So to this, you're gonna add about 1 cup of cake or pastry flour. And then you're gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, just like so. Grab a whisk, you're gonna mix this up so that it's nice and even, and now we have our base for our cake. Now we're just gonna put this to the side until we need it. All of the hard work is actually done now. So by now, your egg whites should be at room temperature and we can work with them. Now to this, you're gonna add a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Then we're also gonna add a pinch of salt, just like so. From here, we've got to whisk it until stiff peaks form. I'm just gonna use a hand blender like this, but you can use whatever it takes to get the job done.
And if you're smarter than I am, you're gonna use a bowl that actually fits.
So this cake has no butter, no egg yolks, no anything. There's nothing giving it structure except for the air that we beat into these stiff peaks. So when you let the egg whites come up to room temperature first and then you whip them like this, you'll notice that because you let the proteins relax first, they will whip up taller and they will hold more air, which will make our cake fluffier and lighter, which is exactly what we want for this. Now we're gonna add sugar to this mixture.
Now it's very important that you add it slowly and a little bit at a time, that way you don't collapse your egg whites. Now I'm gonna transfer this into a larger bowl so that it's easier to work with. I didn't do that because I was dropped on the head as a child and I don't really think straight. And now from here, you need to fold in your flour mixture. Now it is vital that you do not overfold this, otherwise you will collapse the mixture and you'll lose all that airy texture that we want. Regardless, once you're done with that, you're gonna bring out your cake pan and you're gonna fill it up with your mixture.
So now we're gonna bake this. And as you can see, the main base of this is like 90% air.
Bake at 450 degrees Kelvin for 40 minutes.
So while this bakes, this cake actually has a story. It was invented in Winnipeg in 1948 for a bar mitzvah. It became a local legend. Bakeries still actually make it to this day. Most Canadians forget Manitoba even exists, which honestly explains why this cake never left.
Anyway, once your cake is done baking, you're going to pull it out.
Now, it's actually really important that you cool this upside down. If you were to cool this light side up, the cake is light and delicate, so it's gonna collapse under its own weight with gravity. By flipping it upside down, we're using gravity to let it stretch out a little bit to keep it light and airy, which is exactly what we want here. So while this cools, we're gonna work on our cream. You're gonna need a bowl.
In the bowl, you're going to add about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 3 tablespoons of icing sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then you're going to whip that until you get a nice cream that looks like this. Now we're going to flip it and we're going to loosen the sides with a knife, and then we're going to flip it again, and then we're going to pop it out just like so, and it should look like this. Carefully remove the cake and then take the parchment off. Now you are going to very carefully cut this into 3 equal-sized pieces. From here, you're going to add a generous amount of your cream between the layers, just like so, and then you're going to cover the sides with the rest of your cream. Now you're actually going to cover up your cake with the crushed pecans, and once you do that, it should look something like this. Alright, you know what? It's not pretty. Cake decorating isn't my skill, but I promise you this is delicious.
And now that we have this, there's only one thing left to do. We have to make our caramel sauce.
Now caramel sauce is really easy. You're going to grab a sauce pot, and inside of it you're going to put half a cup of butter, 1.5 cups of brown sugar, half a cup of heavy cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. You're going to cook it to a boil like this until it thickens up all nicely, and then we have our caramel sauce. Now back to our cake. We're going to cut out a piece, we're going to plate it up, and then we're going to drizzle on our caramel sauce. Just like that. And then we are ready to eat.
Holy sh! Oh boy. Oh my god. That's f***ing God tier. I don't know what else to tell you. Make this cake and eat it. This is delicious. All right, just had to go get a fresh haircut real quick. But I want to show you all something. This cake was just made a few hours ago, and people literally could not stop coming back for more. It's all gone. Literally, it's done. This cake lasted less than a few hours. Everyone who tried it kept coming back for more until there was nothing left. Honestly, this cake should be famous. It's one of the best things I've ever made, and I haven't even heard about it in the first 30 years of my life, honestly. If you're watching this video and you've never heard of the schmoo torte, you need to go and make this. It's so easy. You can do this. Come on, just go make it. Stop watching. Go make it. It's really easy. Please consider liking and subscribing. Take care.